Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy and I have wanted to talk about this stock for over a month now. I have mentioned this stock before. If we look here and type in Tellurian stock Dummy Boy, you'll see I have a ton of videos here on this stock. This is one of those stocks that has gained a lot of traction in the last month. I want to go over why this is happening, how we kind of predicted this outcome, and what to look forward to if you are still looking to get into this play. So the reason why Tellurian has been going so wild the last little bit is because of what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. We know that Russia is a massive player when it comes to oil export, and ever since they tried to take over Ukraine, everybody is sanctioning Russia. So what's happening now is countries have to depend on other countries to get their oil, but the problem is that Russia has so many ties already that countries who have sanctioned Russia are going to start to feel the effects of inflation when it comes to oil. And Russia knows this. Russia knows that they actually have leverage because they have a highly coveted commodity in oil that is only going to help them regrow their economy when that time comes. I'm not saying what's happening in Ukraine or Russia is good, but if we're just looking at the fundamentals of oil, this is why Tellurian is getting such a pump right now. We are looking at increased oil prices because now a big supplier of oil is off the market. We now have to find oil elsewhere, and what's going on in the United States is absolutely nuts. Biden is using oil in reserves that Donald Trump worked his butt off to fill at a very low price, and now Biden is offloading all of that oil, which is only a temporary fix into this longer term inflation. So realistically, all of this oil that we saved in these reserves has gone to waste, and the strategy that Trump had in place has now gone to waste because Biden obviously wants to look good when it comes to another election, so he's trying to bring down gas prices as much as he can, but the problem is a lot bigger than what oil reserves can fix. And so we are only here to invest into stocks. I'm not going to talk politics any more than what I just did. And what we're going to cover right now is the chart here for Tellurian and why this is looking extremely promising. Fundamentally, we know this company has $24 billion of guaranteed revenue over a 10-year period once Driftwood is complete. And so that is huge. I said once Driftwood is complete. Those of you who aren't familiar, Tellurian has created a project called Driftwood in which they will create liquefied natural gas, and they already now have contracts that will max the capacity of this Driftwood project. So if we look at Tellurian here on yahoo.com, trading at around $6.19, this has been a stock that I recommended in the $1 range. And so if we're looking at where we are with price action, we have already 6x'd our money here with Tellurian. And here's where everything starts to get even more interesting. Tellurian's first LNG terminal starts construction, and this was 7 days ago. And so obviously 7 days ago, Tellurian's Driftwood begins LNG construction. And so this is huge. This is what we've been waiting for shareholders for years now. When Trump was still in administration, during election times, we didn't know when this project was going to come to fruition. There was just so many uncertainties happening around the world that we had no clue. Now, with what's happening around the world, Tellurian is going to be a big player moving forward and may even have to create another project to fulfill this demand that the entire world needs right now. And so overall, this is going to be bullish sentiment moving forward for a stock like Tellurian, for stocks like Tellurian, as well as other oil stocks. And so with this specific play, we know fundamentally on a macroeconomic level, everything is playing in its favor. We know the longer term trends for this company are bullish. We know that they have maxed out their capacity of this project that has yet to even finish construction. They have $24 billion of guaranteed revenue over a 10-year period. And right now, the sentiment and the narrative of what's going on with Russia and Ukraine is going to continue to explode this stock. And so naturally, we now have to look at the price action here on Tellurian. So we're looking at Tell right here on the daily time frame. And the biggest thing to mention on this chart here is what's going on with our SMAs. So if you guys remember anything from the videos that I make, anytime you get a crossover to the upside, For example, you can see how this green line has crossed the yellow right here, has crossed the blue, and now has crossed the red. This is an extremely bullish setup. Anytime you cross an SMA to the upside, that usually indicates a longer term trend, and in this case, that would be a bullish trend. Well, if we look a little bit closer, what I want to mention with you guys is also the fact that we have yet to backtest our 50 SMA. And a big part of my trading philosophy is when your price action, if we look right here, breaks above your 50 SMA, you want to see a back test. We have yet to see that back test, so that does make me believe that at one point we will see the price come all the way back down to this green line. But remember, this green line is a moving averages, so as the price continues to go up, this line will also continue to go up. So we may see this price come back, test this green line, but it probably will be a lot higher than the price it is right now. And so Tell is extremely hot right now. Everything around the world is favoring what it's doing. Not only that, they have also initiated construction. If we're looking on an RSI level, it is a little risky to be buying at these levels in the short term. Long term, this price is still a steal, but as traders and as individuals who want the best price to get in, we still have time. We are overbought right now on a daily RSI, and we have yet to backtest our green 50-day SMA. This is extremely bullish, and so we have just been roaring here on narrative, yet we still need to see this backtest. Once we get that backtest, that would be a great time to enter this play if you have yet to do so, and just hold this for the long term. This play is going to be massive. Again, over a 10-year period, this company is just going to have tons and tons of room to grow, whether that becomes another project that gets under construction, whether they get another facility, whether they acquire another company. Their scaling could get a lot bigger, and with what's going on around the world, this is extremely favorable for this company. If we pull it out here now, I just want to see if on our 30-minute time frame we had ever gotten that back test here on our 50, and it looks like we did not. So if we go right here, you can see we have a nasty gap here to fill at around $2.82, and this is on a 30-minute time frame, so this isn't necessarily a major gap. But this goes to our principle of backtesting the green. As you see right here, we broke up, we broke down, and then from this point, we just stayed above the green line. So we have yet to get this backtest, and it seems like we will get this backtest soon. This may look like an inverse head and shoulders to me, a little shoulder here, a little shoulder here, and a little head, and this is an extremely bullish pattern. So all the technicals on this stock are extremely bullish. You can see our MACD is above our zero line. We are starting to curl down a bit, so we may see the price action lag a bit, but overall right now the fundamentals for this company could not look better. The fact that we've started construction is extremely bullish, and I believe moving forward, Tellurian is going to be one of those plays that continue to get bought up. This was a penny stock not too long ago. There's a lot of retail investors in this stock, and so as more and more time passes, as this Driftwood project gets complete, a lot more institutions will be hopping in on this stock because this is a massive opportunity that is extremely common sense. The company has already secured its revenue. Now all it has to do is build the facility. Once the facility is built, this company is going to be a cash cow, and your investment's going to pay off. And so I really wanted to talk about Tellurian today. I know there's a lot of other stocks you guys want me to go over, but this one is extremely relevant in the moment. This is something that is a major trend right now in the world. Everywhere you're going, gas is getting more expensive. When you're at the pump, gas is getting more expensive. And so this company does LNG, which is slightly different, but the narrative is still going across all of the oil and gas plays. And if we're looking at which ones are the best, fundamentally, Tellurian, in my opinion, is at the top. It is a startup, and it's only going to continue to grow and get bigger. And so this was a video for those investors who took the call back in the day to get into Tellurian. And so also this is one of my plays, so I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to go over it, and I wanted to update all of you guys who have missed the updates here. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.